Welcome back to Red Devils TV. This is your Manchester United versus Brentford preview. But before we get into today's video, please make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below on your score predictions for United versus Brentford. But anyway, let's get right into the video. So, first of all, let's talk about Thomas Frank. Now, Brentford last season have been doing very, very well. They did very well last season with Antony and Bremo and so many other key players. But this season, they have kind of struggled, only having one win in the Premier League this season. They're performing quite underwhelming, but the rumours are that Antony, when he does return to football, is going to leave for a team like Arsenal anyway. So it seems like Brentford are kind of on the decline, but they've also got a bit of an injury crisis. Rico Henry, Ben Mee and some other players are out due to injury at the moment. And with a team like Brentford, they are going to be stuck at mid-table and they are going to struggle in games because Brentford are quite relentless. Think about last season, they beat us 4-0 away from home. And they are kind of a bogey team against us. They do always give us a very difficult game. Score prediction for me, I'm going to go for 2-0 or 2-1 for Manchester United. I think it's going to be a very tough game, but hopefully Manchester United can get a win. But I wouldn't be surprised if we lose. Manchester United, with 20 minutes FC at the moment, will press and press. We'll do very well in the possession for the first 20 minutes. Everyone's like, oh, there's going to be a goal coming, there's going to be a goal coming. And then out of nowhere, the defence crumbles. It's like when you dunk your digestive tea biscuit, you take it out and then the half of it just falls off into your brew. That's literally what Manchester United's defence is like at the moment. It's a shambles. And it makes sense because if you think back to last season, our four players in defence was Luke Shaw, Varane, Martinez and Wan-Bissaka. Look at this season. We've got, well, the new goalkeeper, Onana, but that was David De Gea. But we've now got Dalot instead of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Varane, fair enough, he's keeping fit somehow. And then you've got Martinez, who's out injured, and that's now Lindelof at the moment. And the left back is Amrabat instead of Luke Shaw. And Amrabat being a midfielder. So at the moment, Manchester United have got a terrible back line that aren't used to playing with each other. Players out of position. It's a complete mess. And how would Erik Ten Hag sort this out? For me, I think to kind of get the best strength out of Amrabat and Casemiro, you move Amrabat into the midfield. And my back line would consist of Lindelof at right back, Varane as the right centre-back, Maguire as the left centre-back, and Dalot as the inverted left back. That's how I would do it for our back line. And then we could kind of convert into a kind of back three formation and let Dalot press up the field to become our more inverted midfielder almost. And then when we're defending, he can drop back and make the back four. That's how I would do it. And I think that Erik Ten Hag, whatever he goes for, that's up to him. I do think he is going to stay with Amrabat as that inverted fullback and keep Dalot on the right back position. But with Varane, Maguire and Lindelof, who's he going to choose out of them ones? Definitely Varane's going to start. But I think that out of Maguire and Lindelof, I do think it's going to be a bit of a decision for Erik Ten Hag to make. Plus, Antony. Erik Ten Hag has come out and said that Antony is ready to start. Now, I think Antony will start. He was a very important player for us before the allegations happened and he was suspended by the club. But now Antony apparently has been training really well in training and Antony will be ready to start maybe. It doesn't mean he is starting, but he could start in this game. And I think that'd be absolutely important. It would be very important to us because Erik Ten Hag loves his wingers to be inverted. Antony as well is his star boy signing. We bought him for, what is it, £90 million or euros last season, whatever the currency was. So, and Erik Ten Hag is going to back Antony and Antony is going to play if he is available. More news on the right winger. Jadon Sancho is also still suspended and that's it. So the person who asked that in the press conference, well done, you wasted your question. But actually predicting the starting 11, I'm just going to stick with the back line because I'm hoping Erik Ten Hag kind of sees the light and goes for something like that. But my predicted 11 would be Onana, Lindelof at right back, Varane, Maguire and Dalot. Then Amrabat and Casemiro as a double pivot. Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes with Marcus Rashford, Antony and Rasmus Højlund. That's a team that I think he'd go for. Oh, wait, no, that's 12 players. Never mind, you can't go for that. I'll substitute Mason Mount. And I think Mason Mount, you bring him on as a substitution. But will Ten Hag go for that? Maybe not. Maybe we see Bruno on the right wing instead of Antony. And Mason Mount is in that midfield with Casemiro and Amrabat. I'm unsure, to be honest, but that's the team that I'm going to go for. Forget about what I said about Mason Mount. But that'll be the team. Onana, Lindelof, Varane, Maguire, Dalot. Amrabat, Casemiro, Fernandes, Mason Mount or Antony, and then Rashford and Højlund. There's your 11 players. Who will be the key player for Manchester United in this game? I'm going to say Rasmus Højlund. Got 2 goals against Galatasaray. He should have won that game. And he even talked about in his press conference that it feels good, but it also feels bad because it's kind of been ruined. I mean, Rasmus Højlund gets his first brace for Manchester United and we don't even get a victory. Rasmus Højlund did his job and Manchester United defensively didn't. So I think in this game, we've got to be very careful when it comes to defence because Brentford, despite their poor form, they've got 1 win and 4 draws. They are scoring a few goals. Yes, they lost to Everton a few weeks ago and they have recently drawn with Nottingham Forest, but we can't underestimate them. Thomas Frank's side is very, very good, underrated. And I think that a lot of people see him this way. You think that, oh, it's only Brentford, but then they give you a good run for your money. And it is always a challenging game against a team like Brentford. So Manchester United have got to be on alert. With Erik Ten Hag, he's got to be open to criticising these players. He's got to be stern. He's got to be the methodical manager we know he is. And he's got to be strict with the substitutions. He's got to know when to take off Fernandes and Rashford if they're not performing well. You know, he needs to realise that Garnacho needs to have more than 20-minute cameos. Right, like Garnacho, I would honestly debate, if Marcus Rashford hasn't put a shift in for the first half, I would honestly debate taking him off at half-time for Garnacho. Because with a player like Garnacho, you know he's hungry, you know he's relentless, you know he's going to put the work in, you know he's going to track back, you know he's going to get stuck into tackles. He's everything you want in a winger, and that's what Erik Ten Hag is crying out for Rashford to do. But Rashford, for some reason, that's just not in his play style, which is very frustrating because we know how talented Rashford is. And I've said this on my channel for weeks now. Rashford's issue at the moment is overthinking. Galatasaray proved my point. Marcus Rashford last season wouldn't even thought about passing to Bruno in that one-on-one situation. He looked up, saw the pass for Bruno and messed it up anyway. Rashford last season, even if he decided to pass, would have made that pass and it would have gone straight to Bruno and Bruno would have scored the goal. But last season, Rashford, like that, 9 times out of 10, he would have absolutely rifled that in the back of the net and the keeper wouldn't have stood a chance of saving it. But Rashford at the moment, his decision-making and overthinking, like style, just isn't cutting out for us. And I think with a player like Garnacho, who's hungry and will be wanting to challenge Rashford, Rashford's got to be worried, in my opinion. Same with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes needs to have a good game tomorrow because Bruno Fernandes is the captain. He's supposed to be representing what Manchester United is all about. Erik Ten Hag at the moment is distributing all these different instructions. Bruno Fernandes is the captain for a reason. He's supposed to remind the players of what their instructions are to get the win and do their job and get the victory over the line. But at the moment, Bruno Fernandes just seems very stale at the moment. And I just hope that the players just put in a good performance tomorrow because we're conceding way too many goals. We're not winning enough games. And before international break, you've got to be strong. You've got to get a win and go into the international break with like the sense of improvement is going to happen. But speaking about the international break, I don't know if managers can do this, but if I was Erik Ten Hag, I would block every single Manchester United player going on international duty because you've got a week or two, however long the international break is, to work on with your players and see what you can do. I don't know what the lineups are. I don't know what players have been selected for the international break, so I don't really follow international football. But at the end of the day, if I was Erik Ten Hag, I'd try and convince Rashford, Bruno, Højlund, Casemiro, all these other players. I'd try and convince them to try and stay and let's work on our tactics and let's just have a 2-week break and work on training drills every single day and let's get a rhythm going and get that consistency back because that's Manchester United's probably main issue at the moment is that consistency. But at the end of the day, that's my fan opinion. Let me know in the comments down below on what you think of the game. Let me know your score predictions in the comments down below. And thank you so much for helping us reach 900 subscribers. We're 100 subscribers away for doing the Ghost Chili Pepper Challenge, whatever it's called. I did say if we reach 1,000 subscribers before Christmas, then I will be eating the hottest crisp or something that you could ever dream of, whatever it is. You can see these Ghost Chili Challenge crisps things on the internet, and I said that I would eat one of them if I reach 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. Now, for someone who likes chicken korma, this is going to burn my mouth out. So you better subscribe if you want to see some quality entertainment like that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like on the video and take care, guys. See you later.